version is the truth, or the previous version is the truth, or is that supposed to be
This is the truth. This is the truth. It's yeah.
You're a web of lies, Scott Kimball.
I'm incepting.
Stop it. Here comes the kick. All right, this is for Steven. This is Furious Beast on Instagram. I'm going to paraphrase this question because I really want to know this. Why didn't you kill Nicholas? I want you to kill that guy so bad. I want you to kill that guy so bad. And he totally deserved it. Time and time again, he was almost saying, please kill me. I'm a complete douchebag. I want to die. And at the end, you somehow found some humanity and mercy. Why did you not kill him really hard?
He's got beautiful eyes.
Never even thought about that.
You see into his soul. Goodness, Glenn is a better person than me. I also said, why did you not kill him? But it's a very complex situation. It's layered in the sense that, Glenn is seeing a version of himself in him. Glenn also realizes what it means to cross that threshold. Glenn also sees in that moment that he has won, that it serves no function in that moment to kill him. It's not like he's making him an example for others. It serves no function to kill him except for himself. And if he crosses that threshold, I think he looked into his face and saw an earlier version of himself, another iteration of himself if he were to live within these walls, and he saw what he could have been. And for him, it was a chance at hopefully having him be redeemed, but at the same time, I think it was mostly Glenn trying to save himself as well. Because if he crosses that line, it's kind of game over for him. His MO at this point is he found a place where him and his wife can be there, can live there, can search for the life that they've always wanted. And part of that also includes humanity. It includes living the life that they previously had, which is not some Wild Wild West where if someone crosses you the wrong way, you kill them. Granted, he shot him in the shoulder, but like I said, Glenn's a really good person.
And then he stuck his finger in the bullet hole and then beat you up.
Yeah.
And let four walkers
And then the other people at the warehouse.
And he wears his shoes in the house. He wears his shoes in the house. Like, he's just rude.
He double dipped. You guys were at that cocktail party and he double dipped.
Yeah, he double dipped.
Yeah, took a bite and then went back in.
Open doors.
You should have killed him for that.
He's the one that revolving doors. He doesn't like push for you. Yeah, he doesn't push revolving doors for you. It is a complex situation, but ultimately I think Glenn was trying to save any part of the old world that he could, and that includes his own humanity.
Does Maggie keep him tethered to that world?
I think they both have that together. By the way, Lauren couldn't be here, and she loves all you guys, and she couldn't be here because she's visiting family, but know that she loves every single one of you. So, but yeah, I absolutely do feel like Glenn and Maggie keep each other grounded. They have a very symbiotic relationship, and they overlap on many things, and one of those things is to preserve what semblance of sanity and humanity that they have so that they can be together in a safe and new world together.
This next question is for Lenny James. This is from, yes. Lenny James, first time for the Walking Dead cast on a panel. And I have to say, the thing that was so wonderful about your character and seeing you come back is, from all the seasons, people would always say, what happened to Morgan? You know, when you were just a sliver in the beginning, and people always said, where's Morgan? And I think in our heads as fans, we were like, he's out there somewhere. And then we saw you in Clear, you were like, he's not doing well. But it definitely showed a dimension, or at least maybe even a little bit of foreshadowing about what can happen, particularly for Rick. So what do you think he was doing this whole time out there?
What do I think Morgan was doing this whole time? You know, he was painting. He was getting to know himself. I think he was, we may find out this season what Morgan's been doing with himself, but one of the things he's been doing is trying to find Rick, and at the end of the last season, he finds him and kind of wished that he hadn't. But yeah, I think we're going to find out possibly where Morgan's been and what he's been up to.
This is from Alison Loveland on Facebook. What kind of effect do you think Morgan's presence will have on Rick?
Oh, I don't know, to be honest. I think Morgan and Rick have a particular kind of man love that kind of goes on. And
Keep going.
I think the fact that Morgan has gone to find Rick, I think I've said it before, but it's one of the things that's most important, is Rick is the last person left on the planet that knows Morgan. Everybody else who Morgan knows is gone. And the only person left that Morgan knows is Rick, and that's why he goes to find him. And I think Morgan's aware of the effect that Rick has had on him. I don't know now, because they meet at such a kind of important moment at the end of the last season, and this season there's going to be fallout.
This next question is for Chandler Riggs. Chandler Riggs, welcome. This is from Brandon Reese 1 on Twitter. Do you think Carl feels at home in Alexandria?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think Carl, I think he sees Alexandria as a restart button, kind of, just to try and start over and live the way life should be lived, and that's how he sees Alexandria.
I love that, just that moment with the other kids there, where there's like video games. You're like, what have you people been doing this whole time? I mean, you have, even just in your short time in that world, you're already a soldier, basically. So how do you think he's processing? How do you think he was able to process, like, oh, it's okay to be comfortable again?
Well, I mean, that's what kind of went into shock when he walked into that room, and it was just like it was years ago, back when the apocalypse started. And I think for him, first of all, he sees their vulnerability, and although Alexandria is a safe place, people still need to know how to survive in case there is a threat outside the walls. So he sees their vulnerability, and sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
And,
this is about you, not me. You go.
And so, but I mean, he has sympathy for the kids living in Alexandria, and he wants to show them how life is outside the walls.
This is from @AshActually. How do you think Michonne would feel about Carl sneaking out of the gates following Enid?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, who you asking?
Either of you. Actually, I'd love to hear you both tackle that.
Okay, you go ahead.
Well, okay, so I think Carl sees Enid as another survivor. She's the one person in that place that gets it, that gets how it is outside the walls. And so, he can obviously relate to her, and that's why he enjoys going outside the walls and just hanging out with her. But, obviously, being outside of Alexandria isn't very safe. So I don't know how they'd react if they knew Carl was running around with Enid in the woods.
What do you think?
Probably better Michonne doesn't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think there's the thing that Michonne really loves about Carl is that he has such a survivor instinct, and he's so smart, and he knows how to take care of himself so well. And so she was always just able to kind of relate to him like a friend, which I think the idea of him going outside there is like, you can't imprison him in one sense. Like, you can't say you may never leave these walls. I think that she would find that to be a disrespectful way of treating him. But at the same time, her gut, her instinct, her wants for him, of course, are to keep him extremely safe at all times. So she probably just doesn't want to know, but she'd want to know at the same time.
Well, they're also just teenagers in the apartment. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're a teenage boy and there's a teenage girl, even if you're like, oh my God, there's zombies at the gate. If a teenage girl's like, let's go out there, you'd be like, yeah, okay. Like, there's no. It's like this whole concept of you're still human beings. Like, you still do things that human beings do.
Right.
This is a really great, just a really quick answer for this one, Chandler. @Hyatt's Laurice wants to know, if season 5 Carl had a chance to tell season 1 Carl some advice, what would it be?
I don't know really. I think just, I don't know, because I'm not really sure what he would tell him.
Kill the walker in the swamp that killed Dale.
Yeah. Shoot the one in.
Shoot the one walker that you should have shot.
Yeah.
Way to make him feel bad about that. All right, this is for Sonequa Martin Green. This is from Twitter. Actress Sasha's breakdown last season, which you portrayed amazingly, she says, parenthetically.
Thank you.
What do you hope she finds in season 6?
Oh my, healing, restoration.
Can she at this point?
That's a great question. You know, I mean, she's hit rock bottom. You know, it's been an honor for me to portray PTSD in honor of those who have suffered from it. And that's what you hope. You hope that there's light at the end of the tunnel. You hope that you can cross over to the other side and find a reason to live again, and not just live but thrive. And so that's what I'm hoping that she finds is a way to respond correctly to the deaths of her most loved ones, because looking back on it, she were to get to that place, that healed place, she would look back and see that I didn't respond correctly. You know, I have not been the woman that, you know, my brother really knew and loved and insisted that I still was. I have not been the woman that Bob fell in love with. I haven't been the woman that even, you know, our father raised me to be. And so now it's time to actually pay homage to their lives and their memories and live with hope the way they would have wanted me to and the way that they did.
This next question is from Melissa McBride. From @HelloSydney on Twitter. What is Carol's biggest challenge in hiding who she is / what she is capable of from the Alexandrians?
What's the biggest challenge
Between being able to, basically concealing your identity, because Carol was amazing. I mean, the chameleon transformation to just immediately just an innocent house mom in a sweater, it was instantaneous. She saw the situation, she assessed who she needed to be in that situation, and she adapted like that. And so, what was the biggest challenge, do you think, for her in maintaining that persona?
You know, I think just not having her cover blown. She had really important work to do, you know, finding out who these people are, what they're capable of, what they're not capable of. I think really just the biggest challenge was keeping her cover. Yeah.
This is from @DC and DPS. We didn't get to see Carol react to Tyrese's death. What did it mean to her? Does she miss him despite everything?
There's an echo, I'm sorry. We need to see Carol react to.
She said, we didn't get to see Carol react to Tyrese's death. So, what did that mean to her, and does she miss him?
Yes, she misses him. Every death is heartbreaking, and it just fuels the fire even more to become stronger, fight harder, to keep everybody safe, including herself. And everything is fueled by the loss of people. That's why she's doing what she's doing. She can't stand around and watch people die, you know? And she's ready to pay the price, go to hell, whatever she doesn't know. Who knows, to do whatever she can to try to help people.
What is that? What keeps her going? The need to help people?
Yeah, I mean, she's not a cold-blooded killer, and she just wants to keep going so she can, you know, come face to face with somebody else she can put down. That's what I'll do tomorrow. Maybe we'll intersect with somebody and I can, yeah, no.
Take her down. This is for Michael Cutlitz. This is an amazing Twitter name. @HeyDonuts. When do you believe your character's defining moment was?
That's a great question. I think his defining moment is yet to come.
Oh, says the
I
crowd.
might agree.
Thank you, good night. I just want to live in a world where Carol bakes cookies and gives flowers to everyone.
This is from @McBride TWD. Cudlitz, what do you admire most about Abraham? What's your favorite quality?
I think just his pure honesty. It just is what it is. You know, there's no filter, there's no agenda, there's nothing going on behind the scenes. It's kind of, you know, what you see is what you get, and if you don't like it, that's too fucking bad.
Nice.
He does get the best written dialogue
Yes.
on the show, for sure. Every time you get the scripts and you see things that Abraham says, they're always great. The line you had in 16 was like, he'll know shit about, was one of the, I'm not gonna remember the line because he said it so well, I had it recorded for a while.
What about sand?
It was great. He has the best dialogue.
I just like hearing you guys kind of talk. It was shit, and it had to do with sand.
Sand, shit, and
There's a vast ocean of shit
Yes.
that you people don't know shit about. Rick knows every fine grain of fish.
Shit. Who's Deanna?
Oh my God, amazing!
And that's all, Michael there. Who's Deanna? We were not like rolling around the writer's room with that. You know, like that's Michael taking 2 words and making them into an epic film.
I think that was partially my fault because when he said it, it was so quiet in that scene. And he said it so loudly that we all kind of laughed. It was like some drunk guy in the back going, who's Deanna?
That happens when there's 17 actors on set. There's a scene going on. They put you way, way, way in the back.
You weren't that
and
far
you have
in
to
the
deliver the line.
You weren't that far in the back.
You was.
You're gonna cut that into the last shot of the season finale. It's like, blam, and then just cut to Cudlitz. Who's Deanna? This is for Norman Reedus down there at the end. This is from @Jenny Aggio. Is there anything special that you do to get into character for Daryl?
A lot of Motorhead, a lot of coffee, yeah, stuff. I play Candy Crush a lot.
Nice. I actually do believe that Daryl would enjoy Candy Crush.
I'm so into it, it's ridiculous. And I spend hundreds of dollars, I don't even give a shit.
Well, after you just said that now, if they don't send you stuff, they're assholes.
No, thank you, yeah. You guys send me lives on that. I play forever, it's great.
And then the second part to that question, Jenny wants to know, what's your favorite emoji?
I like the red balloon.
I knew it would be a good answer.
I use that a lot. Yeah. Is that my fucking questions right now? There's these deep questions and I got Candy Crush and emojis.
Okay, great. Okay, you know, right before we go to audience questions, we'll have time for a few audience questions. I do have one serious question for you. From @ImmortalDixon on Twitter. Which is the darkest season for Daryl in terms of his sanity and morals?
I didn't even hear that.
God damn it.
That one's too tough. That one's too tough.
Okay, which is the darkest season for Daryl in terms of his sanity and his morals?
Of season?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
You asked for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
We can do more emoji questions.
Better it does. You know, I mean, it changes all the time. I mean, the first one, I kind of found the character in the first scene that I was on, and then I started to trust these people when Rick says, "I'll go with you to find your brother." And I was like, okay. And then that took a while, and I remember like putting a little hand in Steven's handbag. That was fun. But it all changed, and where we ended up last year when Morgan comes back with us and Rick's shooting that dude in the head, we had that scene, you know, just before that where it was Carol and Rick and I, and you know, they said, you know, if this town can bend a little bit, we're just gonna take it. So I was thinking in Daryl's head when he comes back and he's shooting him in the head, like, oh, it's on, let's take the town. So, I mean, there's a little bit of darkness all over the place that pops up all the time.
That just needs a red balloon emoji.
Yeah, it's a Candy Crush vibes.
I swear to God, if Daryl came into a scene like, hey y'all, maybe we should just play some Candy Crush. That would be, they don't have that yet in their world. But
They're a bit
Hey,
behind.
hey, Chris.
Yeah.
So Lauren Cohan just sent me a text that she wants me to read to everybody.
Please.
It says, "Dear Greg, you're the greatest producer." Wait, no.
no.
Thanks so much for reading this note out loud. Now, can you please pass it to Steven to read?
No. Oh, for real?
She's very, very funny, by the way.
Cheeky. She wrote, Steve says this, I miss not being there with you all at our 6th Comic-Con. I'm with my family right now, but my other family is at this table and in this room. We may have already said this today, but everyone in here is who makes this show and inspires us to new Walker Kill, emotional roller coaster, fighting for life, and love heights every season. And we thank you and love you so much. I hope you all have a freaking incredible weekend. Can you say something funny at the end?
And then it says, "Then please give the phone back to Greg."
I didn't read that part.
Well, Greg you actually did bring something to show people that was a little extra, didn't you?
I did?
Did you
No,
bring
it seems like we're having a blooper right now here, Greg.
We are?
Yeah, so what could it be that we're having a real blooper about?
Let me. Oh, maybe there's clips of people that didn't get their lines right or broke character
Exactly.
or
What sort of thing? There's some fun.
No, we every year at the rap party, you know, even episodes that I'm directing, when characters do something funny, you know, the show's always so serious. So anytime we have an opportunity to do something a little light, I always tell Amy Lacey, the script supervisor, like, mark that as a blooper. And at the end of the season at the rap party, we screen the blooper reel for everyone, and it's really just a great emotional release to laugh with our characters and see them.
I'm not particularly afraid of anybody at the moment.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steven?
They should be afraid of us.
Yeah. Said very authoritatively. I think they should be afraid of us.
They should be concerned for us.
They should be mildly upset. What do you think, Abraham? Wolves or mega herd?
Bring it.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I mean,
Wolves can hide.
yeah, that's true. I mean, wolves are
Birds can't.
they're sentient beings. Like they can hunt and stuff, and walkers just, you know. So I would
I
say,
think I'm more concerned with the living than the dead.
yeah. Awesome. Hey, good to see you, buddy. I'll see you later on. What is your name, madam?
My name is Viviana. I just wanted to ask Chandler, what did it feel like being back on set? Did you feel nervous at all or excited?
Well, I think we were all pretty excited to come back on the show for the new season. You know, it's great to be back working on the show for most of my life.
That's a literal thing!
It's you know, all I've known for a while. But no, it's fun. I love this show. I love doing it.
Excellent. Thank you. Hey man, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Daniel, a big fan. I wanted to ask, who's going to be the next cast member from The Wire to make an appearance?
Who's the next cast member for The Wire who's going to make an appearance?
That's a Robert question.
I'll just say, we tried for, I'm not going to do a Robert impression. We tried for someone this year and it actually didn't work out, but there was, I'd say we aren't through with that cast yet. Yeah.
Actually, did you want to
Talk about another cast.
Did you want to make that
Yes,
announcement?
yes.
Do you want to make this announcement right here?
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, so in addition to Corey Hawkins as Heath, which I don't know if anybody picked up, but we had Ethan Embry, he was in the trailer. We're really excited to play in the first episode, and we've cast Merritt Weaver as a character for the comic, but you'll have to wait to find out who.
Yes.
All right, excellent.
Yes. Obviously, Merritt Weaver as Negan.
Yes, yes, obviously.
Yes, ma'am. What is your name?
Oh God, ma'am.
I didn't mean to startle you.
My name name is Jillian, and I guess this is more directed to Andrew and Denai, but I find Rick and Michonne's interactions fascinating, and I wanted to know what is Michonne to Rick at present, because it kind of seems like she's the only one who can check him. So I was just...
That is very true, yeah. My mum, I just want to say that my mum is desperate for Rick and Michonne to get together. She's like, she'll be watching this now, she'll be very happy that I'm saying this, but she goes, if you had any political balls, you've got to get those two people together. She gets a bit, she gets quite fired up about it. But that's not, I'm not campaigning, Scott.
No, no, and I've received the calls from your mom.
But I agree, yeah, Michonne is a fellow warrior, he respects her so much, you know, and they've been through so much, you know, and he trusts her with his life and with his children's lives. And so I think that, yeah, like many of the characters now, there are certain sort of planets, there are 5 or 6 that he looks to, and he can be checked by, and she is certainly one.
I think for Michonne, I mean, he was actually the person who checked her in the very beginning, like episode Clear, and even before then, when she was kind of buck wild, and she just fought the governor, and he was going to kick her out. That whole moment where she knew she had to change was because he checked her, and that caused an indelible respect that I think just keeps reverberating through their friendship.
Excellent. Hey, button lady.
Hi, Chris.
What's happening?
Thanks for naming a horse after me. My question is for Carl Papa. And Chandler, not this last season, but the season before, you had a very, very intense scene. I was wondering if any of your cast members gave you any advice for that, if you had a closed set, because I don't know many young actors, who could have done the scene that you did. It was amazing. Did you get any help, and did you have to have a closed set?
Was it the scene with
your dad sleeping?
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I just do it. I just say the lines and I do it.
We go to him for acting help. We go to him. This most mature man on the set right here. Okay.
No, but it's hard for those intense scenes like that. I've had a lot of them throughout the years, and it is hard doing those scenes. I think we've all had pretty intense scenes along those lines, and I mean it's just one of the things that you just gotta get through and pull yourself through it.
All right, thank you, button lady. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Nai.
And what's your question?
Well, there is an upcoming quick kiss between 2 certain people. That was a little bit unexpected because everyone is expecting that certain girl to kiss another certain guy. But I just wanted to know, with that kind of an intense scene, how do you relieve the awkwardness of a scene like that on set?
Can she repeat the question a little vaguer?
So there's a guy, and this guy's got a thing, and then there's this girl, and she...
Wait, what show is she talking about?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead. He's not coming back. He's dead. It happens in shows sometimes.
Let it go.
Unless he comes back as a walker.
What? Interesting.
So you're asking what's it like to kiss somebody on set and leave that on set?
No, I'm asking, how do you relieve the awkwardness of doing an intense scene?
Oh, how do you relieve the awkwardness of doing an intense scene? The kissing part was a red herring.
Oh. Wait, I'm so confused.
Well, look, so the blooper reel I think was pretty self-explanatory with that kind of thing because there were so many intense scenes, but it seems like that there are moments where they kind of break out of it a little bit, and they're all, because everyone seems to be, you know, family, basically, that it's kind of, at some points it just sort of breaks down to like, oh, we're just sort of screwing around with our friends and we're safe and, you know, and we're laughing, or like, you know, even when Andy punches the wall and he's like, oh my God, I'm sorry, like those kind of moments I think relieve the tension where everyone snaps back into reality in a second, and then you guys have to get back into it. I mean, you would have to, or you all would go crazy.
And this is, you know, there aren't a lot of horror shows that go on and on and on. And this cast, the thing that blows me away is that these guys live a horror movie every week, and they've been doing that, some of them, for 6 years. And there's a bit of a psychological cost to that.
And that's 6 months a year.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll continue to do so for many more years.
That's the plan. That is the plan.
I was just talking about so I could keep working. I don't know why.
And the psychological toll that Chris has.
It's so, you know what, there is a psychological toll to my show. I never realized that I would be America's damn zombie therapist, and that when your favorite character dies, I'm the first stupid face you see, and I feel responsible. Just like someone will die, and I'm like, shit, I didn't do it.
That's because you tell us. Come on, I mean, what do you got for me? I need some more drama from
I have
Talking
to tell
Dead.
everyone that everything's okay.
It is funny, like finishing an edit of something like really heavy, and we go right to the end of the reel, and you just picture Chris like stepping out in the Avid, kind of like saying, "It's gonna be all right."
Welcome to Talking Dead. The hashtag is Herschel's crazy stump or something. It's like, shut up, you're ruining the show.
We have a Daryl.
Yo, hey, Daryl. Daryl, what is your question?
Yeah. Chris, I just want to say that you always do an amazing job. My question is for my hero, Norman Reedus. Oh, thank you, Norman. That makes me feel great. You can always bring me up on stage too, that's cool.
You gotta turn around.
That's it. Oh, nice.
It's got your signature on the back, Norman.
Tweet at me, I'll send you that picture.
Okay, awesome.
So what's your question?
Question is for Normus. What kind of character development can we expect to see in season 6 for Daryl?
First off, did you just call me enormous?
I did. Maybe that was a Freudian slip.
You know what? The minute you stood up, I knew I liked you.
Norman, you better send that guy a balloon emoji.
What level are you on? Candy Crush?
I don't play, unfortunately.
Starting on Monday.
Yeah, before this weekend's over, you and me, I'm gonna teach you some Candy Crush.
Hell yeah.
Is this getting weird?
No, not at all. So real quick, where's Norman go? Where's Daryl going? And then that'll be the last question.
Level 275. There's a whole. The thing about Alexandria is he didn't want to go there at all. He doesn't like anything to do with suburbia, I don't believe. But he wanted out, and then he found a place that they could handle him and gave him a job, and he sort of felt like he could fit in and wanted to fit in and wanted to fight for it. And that might go crazy later. He's going up and down all the time, and I think he sort of finds his safe place with these people. So it gets tested quite a bit. Hey, what's that walking by back there? Hey. Yeah. All right, cool.
So just two more quick pieces of business.
I'm like starting to freak out. There's some Daryls walking next to each other.
Two more pieces of business before we wrap this up, because we have another panel to do. First of all, Greg, I'm told that you brought a couple of exclusive pictures that you wanted to show.
Yeah, we brought some Walker pictures. You know, some of the stats in the first episode of season 6, we did more Walkers than we've done in any episode ever. So a couple of these guys, we got a little more rotted. We actually we have one zombie who's nicknamed the Bernie Wrightson zombie. So you can probably get a sense of in Comic-Con who Bernie Wrightson is. But these are a couple other characters that we've done, and again, sort of going for way more rot. Every year we get more and more decomposition on these guys. But first episode, we had one day where we had 300 walkers.
Greg directed the premiere episode coming back, by the way, which is important for you guys to know. Which again is 90 minutes. October 11th.
And a lot of people don't realize that the season finale last year was supposed to be a 60-minute episode, but Scott wrote the script. The script was so well written. Again, each premiere sort of launches our characters into their stories, and then we wrap them up in the finale. So, so last year's season finale, when we were cutting it together, we needed to wrap those stories up. So it ended up being an hour and a half. So now, of course, Scott and I went to breakfast. He's like, so remember we did so well with that hour and a half finale? What do you think about doing an hour and a half season premiere? So we have a supersized episode right out of the gate.
Excellent. And then, do you want to make an announcement about the international premiere?
Yes. First of all, as Scott and Chris have said, this really is our year to celebrate the fan. And we are also celebrating international fans. And as per usual, our partners at Fox International channels will be premiering it in 125 countries, 250 million households within 24 hours of its US premiere. So for all of you who aren't here but have traveled a long way, you will get all these fantastic episodes really soon after you've seen them here.
Excellent. So you guys, thank you so much for coming out to the Walking Dead panel. The Fear the Walking Dead panel is going to be in a couple minutes. I'll be back after this. Huge hand for the entire Walking Dead cast and producers. Sunday, October 11th. We'll see you there. And then also,